focus. It's one of those favorite buzzwords that many people, particularly business people, worship at the altar of success. In fact, I think it was in the year 2000, Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen wrote an enormous blockbuster. It was called The Power of Focus. It was what the world's greatest achievers know about the secret to financial freedom and success. Sold tens of millions of copies, contained numerous pearls of wisdom and nuggets on foundational habits, and I think it also gave birth to a great acronym: Follow One Course Until Successful. And I don't think there's any question or debate that focus is absolutely essential when it comes to task-oriented problem solving. So for example, you're working on an algebra problem, or you're doing some complicated video edits. Who knows, you got the clippers out, you're shearing a poodle, brain surgery. Or how about, I think, the world's most annoying and focus-demanded task, which is the annoying microscopic bracelet or necklace clasp that your friend or spouse or partner is going to ask you to help them with, of course, when you're rushing to get out the door, and you just can't get your thick fingers around those tiny little clasps. There's absolutely no doubt that a heavy focus on problem solving is imperative, because these are situations when you absolutely cannot be interrupted or distracted. But beware the price you pay for having too much focus. Now, I already know that bringing up the idea of having too much focus might not be so good is something that borders on blasphemy, particularly in the stuffy corporate business world. But think about it for just a second. Too much of a good thing of anything might not be so good, particularly when it comes to the kind of tunnel vision that can be created by having too much focus. When you're so focused on those problems that we talked about earlier that you need to fix, well, what if you miss out? From what I've observed, it's having the wider view, seeing the bigger picture, that has allowed many people to solve the biggest frustrations or challenges they ever experience in their lives. So as it turns out, just the other day, while preparing for this particular post, I'm in this particular coffee shop, and I'm trying to find a metaphor that will explain possibility thinking. And I was just talking to the elderly couple next to me, and we got into this conversation about that bracelet and necklace clasp, and she says, wait a second, she says, I know how to solve that problem, and it's on YouTube. I said, you gotta be kidding. She says, here, let me show you. The downside of focus: failure to see possibilities. In fact, possibility thinking might well be the flip side of focus, kind of like two sides of the same coin. You can't have more of one without sacrificing the other. So in that spirit, what are the paper clips of possibilities that you need to be searching for and on the lookout for this week as you seek to recreate and reimagine the business, the life, the career that you deserve?